Hello everyone, this is Rui PCB, your trusted PCB partner. Today we will introduce the basic PCB routing operations and shortcut keys in CAD. The interactive router in CAD supports the following operations, allowing for manual or semi-automatic routing, as well as differential pairs. You can also modify existing designs in the following ways. When dragging existing traces, rerouting will occur. When dragging components, the wires connected to the components will be rerouted as well. By inserting serpentine traces, you can adjust the trace length and differential pair skew to meet the requirements of designs with strict timing constraints. We have already discussed the first two methods before. As for serpentine traces, we haven't covered them yet, but later on we will talk about settings for differential pair length matching. By default, the router is constrained by design rules during routing, mainly width and clearance rules. If you need to disable this behavior, you can use the highlight collision mode and enable the option to allow DRC rule violations in the routing setting. We already talked about this earlier when discussing the three routing modes. The three routing modes of the router are highlight, collision, push, and walk around. We have previously introduced each of these in detail. The shortcut key for routing is X. For example, if the mouse is on the default option, we can select routing, and we can also see that it prompts us that the shortcut key is X, so pressing X will start routing. As for the routing posture, it mainly refers to the angle after it turns a corner. This is switched using the left bracket key. For example, when we make a turn like this, we can go down first and then turn left, because we've set it to 45 degrees. If I press the left bracket key, it will change to go left first and then straight down. You can switch this angle back and forth. This allows you to adjust the routing angle according to your routing method or for aesthetic reasons while you're routing. This is the function of the reverse bracket key. Next, as we mentioned before, the corner angle can be set to right angle, rounded corner, or 45 degrees. Let's draw a line first. The shortcut key for this is Control plus the left bracket key. Alright, by using Control and the left bracket key, you can switch back and forth between right angle, rounded corner, 45 degrees, and even larger rounded corners. This way, you don't have to go into the settings to switch them. When we're drawing, we might need to use it temporarily, so it's best to use the shortcut key. It makes things more convenient. So these are things you should make a note of. Next, for trace width, there's an option here. Use width from existing track when starting a new trace. This is a shortcut key that needs to be set up, and you can edit its default value here. Here I've already edited two commonly used options. For example, in your schematic, you've planned to frequently use 0.2 and 0.5, these two values, plus the default one. This way, we don't have to modify the width every time we draw a line. Let's go ahead and draw a line first. The shortcut key for this is W. Let's press it and see what difference it makes. You can see it switching. Look at this spot in the upper left corner and the line width. Now it's 0.2, 0.5, and then using the net width. This is also very convenient. Usually in a PCB, we don't use too many different line widths. By presetting the commonly used ones like this, I can easily adjust the line width without having to change it every time I draw a line. Next, switching layers. For example, if we're on the top layer now, in CAD by default, pressing page up takes you to the top layer, and pressing it again keeps you on the top layer. Page down jumps directly to the bottom layer. Right now, I'm using two layers, but if there are more layers, these two keys work the same way. So what about the plus and minus keys? They cycle through the layers. If I press the plus key again, it will keep switching between the top and bottom layers in a loop. The minus key works the same way. This is where the plus and minus keys really show their usefulness when you have multiple layers. If you only have two layers, you can just use page down and page up to switch between the top and bottom layers directly. Another commonly used function is placing a via. To place a via, you press V, but the prerequisite is that you have to press it while routing a trace for it to work. Here, you can directly place a via, and it will automatically switch the trace to another layer. This is also a very convenient feature. After you press V to place a via, it automatically switches to another layer, which makes this function extremely convenient. Well, that's all for today's introduction to basic PCB operations and shortcuts. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel for more content. Thank you everyone.